Right, we're going to do some baking, okay? We're going to make some lemon cookies because we inadvertently ended up with lots of lemons. So we're making lots of lemony things in a minute. So these are going to be some lemon cookies. Obviously, you're going to bake them in the oven. Now, I've got the oven on simply because we're going to be chilling the dough, and it needs to chill for at least 30 minutes before we put it in the oven. So, how are we going to make these lemon cookies? Okay, so we're going to start by zesting 2 lemons. Okay, I might actually do a third because these are quite small lemons. Okay, we're going to want some of the juice from these. Okay, but we want all the zest, and I'm going to do my zest straight in to some granulated sugar or custard sugar, 100 grams of that. You're also going to want some light brown sugar or whatever. You want 50 grams of that. I'm going to put that in after I've added the zest, mix them in together, and then I'm just going to give them a bit of pound together to try and get all the lemon oils out of the zest, rather than just chucking the zest in the mix. So I'm just going to zest these into the sugar. Okay, so that's the zest in the bowl. I'm having problems with me DJI app. So I'm recording this slightly differently, and I keep waiting for the beep to tell me it's recording, and it's not. It doesn't beep at me. That's why sometimes it looks like there's a delay. So I'm now just going to chuck that brown sugar in there. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a little bit of a mixing, okay, with that zest. Just pressing down just to try and extract some of them lemon oils out of the zest, to get it embedded in the sugar, just give it that little extra flavour. Okay, so you're going to need some of that lemon. We're going to need some of that lemon juice. We're going to add some lemon extract or lemon flavour. I'm going to use limoncello instead. Okay, you're going to need an egg. You're going to need some flour, plain flour, some baking soda, and butter. Okay, and then, like I say, we will obviously be baking these. These are cookies with an optional icing drizzle on top, but we'll come to that at the end. Okay, but we've got to chill the dough. So, just going to check this is all mixed in, and we'll move on. Okay, so still waiting for that beat then. Sugar's mixed together with the zest. So now I'm going to take my flour, and I've got 240 grams of flour. Okay, there's my egg for on. Let's just chuck it in there. So 240 grams plain flour. You're going to want, how much was it? Oh, corn flour, 2 tablespoons of corn flour. I forgot about telling you about corn flour. Okay. You've got a teaspoon of baking soda. Little tip with this, make sure you get your flour quantity right. If you get too much flour or not enough, it will affect the consistency of the dough. Okay, and the final thing we're going to add and stick in there is a teaspoon or half a teaspoon of salt. Okay. I'm not going to do, I'm going to do about a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. You know what kind of salt you're doing. So I'm just going to sieve that into the bowl. Okay. Okay. This bloody gizmo has got me so annoyed that I forgot I should have sieved the flour in a separate bowl. So I want the bigger bowl, which is going to end up being when everything's mixed. So in the bigger bowl, I'm now going to put 113 grams of unsalted butter. Okay. And we're then going to add into that those sugars with the added zest, and then we're just going to combine them, whisk them together so they're nice, light and fluffy. Okay, so now we're going to take our egg, and why is it whenever I watch anybody do that, they go cook it, never makes bloody mess, and then they break out, you know. Mine, every time I do it, it always goes downside the bowl. It goes everywhere else. Right, so we add the egg, we add the lemon juice, we add our lemon extract. Now, if you're using lemon like pasty type extract, you'd use a tablespoon of lemon paste. If you're using extract, you're using a teaspoon. We're using limoncello. Okay, so I'm going to add I'm going to add a tablespoon, just about. Okay, now you can optionally add some yellow colouring, that's entirely up to you. Okay, but if you add it now, so I'm just going to take a little bit of that and add that in there. And so now I'm just going to whisk that all together. Okay, so the final thing is we're just now going to add in that flour and mix, you know, the salt and everything else, and we're now just going to whisk these together. Okay, so that's all mixed together. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to form this together into a lump and wrap it in some cling film, and then we're going to chill it for 30 minutes. Right, so I've got the dough out of the fridge, it's been chilled down. Now this should make about 18 cookies. You could make bigger ones if you wanted, okay? So you'll just need obviously a baking sheet to put them onto. I've got my silicone sheets out on the trays. So I'm going to divide this up into roughly 18 portions, all right? I might as well do that off camera. Okay, I've got roughly 15 portions here, I think, which would be a reasonable size. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll them out into a ball, slightly flatten it, and lay it onto the tray. Now, you need to have a good couple of inches between them, so you're going to need quite a lot of trays with this, okay, because they are going to spread. Okay, so it's just a matter of spacing these out on all the trays. And then, actually that one's a little bit on the small side, and then we're going to bake them in the oven for 170, about 10 minutes or so. Okay, so it says trying to read what he'd written down and it's hidden behind the phone. Okay, oh, that one's a bit larger than the other ones. These are all going to be a bit of a mix match. So I'm just going to get these rolled and then we'll get them in the oven. Okay, so there's our lemon cookies. Okay, I made the last lot slightly smaller because I matched the way of spreading. They're still a little bit soft. I might not bother decorating them, to be honest. Not that many there. Get them eaten too quick. So that was lemon cookies.